Hello? 15-year-old girl here. Stepmother and I obviously don't get along. She's been my stepmom for 1.5 years. The money that I have was on a joint account, me and my dad. But stepmother had access to the debit card and PIN number. I earned this money myself, selling handcrafted items. I broke curfew a few days ago, and she suggested that she's considering whether to take 20% of my money out of account as a fine for punishment. And every time this happens, she will take 20% more until nothing is left. I was very upset about her treat and decided that I should move my money before she takes it away. I logged in online and transferred all of it into my Big Brother account. And the next day, we went to open a joint bank account with my brother, and we moved the money there. So she didn't have access to it anymore. So upon learning what happened, my dad and stepmom are furious at me and my brother. Stepmom is focused on the fact that I've taken away her means of punishment, and my dad is upset that I didn't trust him enough to protect my money. He insists he wouldn't have allowed it. Stepmom has banned me from seeing my brother. It's meaningless. I don't accept her authority to do this. And my dad says he's hurt that I didn't trust him, and as a result, he doesn't trust me anymore. So, guys, am I wrong for moving the money? Hi, I'm 25. Recently gotten into an argument with my now ex-best friend, let's call him Ben, who ended up divorced after he ruined his marriage. And I didn't support him as a friend should. Basically, he forced his wife, let's call her Gwen, who I'm also a friend with, into an open relationship. I warned Ben this wasn't gonna end the way he wanted. I had to comfort her about this, because I'll be honest, I love her, but she tends to let people walk over her. I helped her through it and convinced her to just take advantage of the situation because she was going to find someone better, and my idiot best friend will try and close it the moment she realized her worth to trust me. He just wasted to cheat. Well, 6 months later, Ben comes complaining that his wife wasn't close to a relationship and has been seeing this guy Martin for 4 months, and how he stopped seeing other women and he's tried to give her more attention. So she'll dump Martin, but she wouldn't, and asked me if I could take some sense into her so he could close their relationship. I just deadpan looked at him and said he was an idiot who wanted his cake and eat it. Now he had to face the consequences of his action. And I warned him this would happen. He called me a witch and left. Well, it's been 3 months, and Gwen filed for divorce. They don't have kids and had a prenuptial, so it went easy. Ben was complaining to me again, and I told him he now has what he wanted, the freedom to sleep around. He got mad at me for rubbing his face in this divorce and told me not to contact him, but all women are alike. I myself don't see myself as a bad person, but some of our friends are saying I shouldn't be rubbing and being smug about it. So, am I wrong for telling him the truth about how this was going to end? This situation began a year ago and blew up in our faces last week. My son Gregory is 13 years old. He just began the 8th grade. His friend Peter is also 13 and began the 8th grade too. Gregory and Peter have been friends since elementary school. Last year, I noticed that Gregory will be ravenously hungry after school every day. He will come home and eat a frozen dinner or something, and then help himself to second dinner time. I chalked this up to him being a 20-year-old boy and let it be. Something about the situation was nagging at me though, and while Gregory wasn't clear about why at first, he eventually came clean. Peter was being sent to school every day with no lunch. It looks to me like a typical case of neglectful and unfit parents. The one time that Gregory went to their house, he came home with comments about it smelling really bad, and his parents just locking themselves in the garage for hours. Feeling bad for Peter, I decided to discreetly begin giving Gregory more food every day, just about doubling out his food. Over time, I became less discreet and began packing a separate lunch for Peter. I was never thanked for this by anyone, but I know Peter was eating the food I sent. This year, things are different. Money is tighter for personal reasons. Frankly, with how expensive things are, I've decided not to spend exorbitant amount of money supporting someone else's child. I sat Gregory down and told him that I will be packing him one lunch, which is for him, and him alone. I made it extremely clear, do not share with anyone, and this includes Peter. Gregory followed my instructions, until one day last week I got a phone call from Peter's mother. She was livid that I had cut Peter off without a single word. I asked her when it became my responsibility to feed her son, and she responds that if she had known I wasn't sending Gregory to school with too much food, she would have handled it herself. I asked if she remembered why I began sending him to school with 2 lunches in the first place, and she hung up on me. I feel conflicted. I know I'm having my kindness thrown back in my face, but did I approach the situation incorrectly? Last night I was playing with a band at our local bar. My wife came in and immediately latched on the band member's wife in the corner of the bar and spent 2+ hours not leaving the area. She has maybe met the band's member's wife on time. Maybe 20 feet away was a group of our friends. She says they are my friends and her acquaintances. She will not leave the corner of the bar and waved hello to them. It was not a crowded bar. During the break, I asked if she will go and say hello to our friends. She told me that she waved. I again said it will be great if she said hello to them, considering they come out to support the band. A little story back, that some friends invited us to their house 2 weeks ago, and we spent hours at their house hanging out. After the gig, I guess, I was visibly annoyed, but didn't want to say anything because her birthday is today. When we got home, she pressed me on it. I told her I felt it's pretty rude to not have the courtesy to say hello to our friends. She challenged me saying, why does she have to go and say hi instead of them coming up to her? Well, they were already there sitting at the table, and it was a group of people. It may be very uncomfortable how cold it felt, that she couldn't take 1 minute to go and say hello and seemingly hid in the corner on purpose with someone who is a relative stranger. Now it's her birthday, and she's crying saying I was very rude. I don't believe I was rude at all, and just told her on her request how I was feeling. I'm ready for your judgment. So guys, am I wrong? Hi, I'm 18, and I'm in my final year at school. This morning before class, I was waiting to use the bathroom. My school is being horrendously strict with bathroom breaks lately. We're only allowed to use them before school and at lunch with a note. For some reason, this morning, the teacher was standing outside the bathroom and only allowing 2 people in all the time. This is for styles. I was asking, albeit slightly confrontationally, why. He didn't explain and proceeded to ask me if I was wearing my uniform under the school-issue fleece. I told him I was. He then waited for me to unzip the fleece with this expectant look on his face. I stared right back at him and didn't break. I was wearing the school shirt underneath, but he was within no rights to ask me to remove anything. The school rules state that we can wear any clothing underneath our uniform as long as it isn't visible. He then asked me to remove my fleece, and I said no. When he asked for my journal to give me a note, I again refused. He said he will be talking to my representative teacher about it. I don't understand what I did that would warrant a meeting with school authority. He was blatantly exercising his power in order to deflect from my simple question. Why won't you let me pee?